Have you ever wondered how people knew when to plant crops, harvest food, or celebrate important events before calendars and clocks existed? There was a time when there were no dates, no years, no months, and no weeks. Yet somehow ancient civilizations knew exactly when the seasons would change, when rivers would flood, and when the right moment had arrived to begin a journey. But how? Why does a year have 365 days? Why are there 12 months in a year? The answers are far more fascinating than most people realize. They are hidden deep within astronomy, ancient civilizations, and humanity's endless quest to understand time itself. Today, we're traveling thousands of years into the past, to an age when time wasn't measured by clocks. It was felt. And before we begin, a warning. What you're about to learn may completely change the way you think about time. Imagine waking up in a world where no one knows today's date. There is no Monday, no January, no New Year's Day, no watches, no phones, no calendars hanging on the wall. How would you know when to plant crops? When to prepare for winter? When to gather for religious ceremonies or celebrations? It sounds impossible. Yet for thousands of years, humanity lived exactly this way. Farmers successfully grew food. Sailors crossed vast oceans. Kings planned wars and built empires. And they did it all without a single clock. Their greatest teacher was nature itself. Ancient people noticed something remarkable. The sky was constantly changing. The sun rose and set in predictable patterns. The moon changed shape night after night. The stars slowly shifted positions throughout the year. These changes became the world's first timekeeping system. By observing nature, early humans realized that life moved in cycles. Day followed night. Winter followed autumn. Spring followed winter. The universe itself was keeping time. Humans simply learned how to read it. Eventually, observing the sky alone wasn't enough. People wanted a way to track time more accurately. So they built something extraordinary: massive stone structures. These stones were carefully arranged so that sunlight and shadows would align with specific points during certain times of the year. By watching where the shadows fell, ancient civilizations could determine the changing seasons and even track the passage of years. One of the most famous examples is Stonehenge. Every year during the summer solstice, the rising sun aligns almost perfectly with the monument's central stones. For centuries, researchers have believed that Stonehenge may have served as an ancient astronomical calendar, a giant clock built from stone. The knowledge of tracking time wasn't limited to Europe. Thousands of miles away, ancient civilizations in South Asia were also studying the movements of the sun and stars. One of the most remarkable examples is the Konark Sun Temple. The temple's enormous stone wheels weren't simply decorative. Many historians believe they functioned like giant sundials. As sunlight moved across the wheels, shadows could reveal the time of day. Long before mechanical clocks existed, people were reading time directly from stone and sunlight. While the sun helped track years and seasons, another celestial object offered a different way to measure time: the moon. Ancient people noticed that the moon followed a repeating cycle. From a thin crescent to a full moon and back again, the cycle takes about 29.5 days. This became the foundation of some of humanity's earliest calendars, the lunar calendar. For thousands of years, societies relied on the moon to schedule agriculture, religious ceremonies, festivals, and daily life. Even today, many important holidays around the world are still determined by lunar cycles. Now let's answer one of the biggest questions. Why exactly does a year contain 365 days? The answer lies in Earth's journey around the sun. Earth takes approximately 365.24 days to complete one orbit around the sun. That orbital journey defines a year. Meanwhile, during that same period, the moon completes roughly 12 cycles around Earth. That's why most calendars evolved to contain 12 months. The structure of our calendar isn't random. It's a reflection of the movements of celestial bodies above us. Many people assume that January 1st marks the beginning of time itself. But that's not true. Time didn't begin on January 1st. Humans simply chose that date as a reference point. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar to create a more organized system for tracking time. Centuries later, small inaccuracies accumulated. To fix the problem, in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced what we now call the Gregorian calendar. It remains the most widely used calendar system in the world today. Perhaps time never truly began, and perhaps it will never truly end. We have divided it into seconds, minutes, days, and years. We have printed it on calendars and displayed it on screens. But nature doesn't recognize dates. The universe doesn't know what year it is. To nature, time is simply a continuous flow, like a river moving endlessly forward. We stand on the shore, measuring its speed and marking its milestones. Yet the river keeps flowing whether we count it or not, and maybe that's the greatest mystery of all. We can measure time, but we may never fully understand it. If you enjoyed this journey through the mystery of time, be sure to subscribe to the channel and join us for the next fascinating adventure.